Hey there and good morning. My name is Matt Burdell and today I want to talk with you about Clickbank Gravity because this is something that I know a lot of people don't really understand completely, and not only that, they kind of are misled on really what Clickbank Gravity really means. So I thought I'd kind of draw it up here on a whiteboard. I was going to do some PowerPoints, but I thought it'd just be easier if I kind of just drew it out here, and you can see my little pretty face, I guess, on the screen as well. So anyway, we're talking about Clickbank Gravity, and I put up on here on the board gravity equals popularity, and there's a big question mark on here. Well, I'm going to get rid of the question mark here because I'm going to answer your question right now. The two do not equal each other, and this is a pretty big misconception about what the gravity score on Clickbank is really all about. This is not a measure of how many of the products are being sold. It's how many affiliates are selling this product. So I'm going to give you a quick demonstration about how the numbers kind of work. We don't know exactly what the real numbers are, but I can give you a pretty good estimate on how it's worked. So the way that Clickbank does this, it's a weighted sum over an 8-week process. So what this means is that we have 8 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the current week right here. We're going to call this one the current, and this was 8 weeks ago. And so it's going to be weighted in such a way that you get a single point for every time a different affiliate sells your product. So what this means is that we're going to kind of just focus right here on the current week right now. That let's say that you have a product out on Clickbank, or you're promoting a product, and it has 10 different affiliates that were out there promoting it and had made sales. Not necessarily promoting it, but made sales. If we were just using a current non-weighted scale over a time period, what that would mean is if I have 10 different affiliates selling, I would have a gravity of 10, and I'll show that down here, gravity of 10. But this does not tell us how many of these units were sold. So what this means is that non-weighting it again, and we're going to talk about weighting in a second. If I had one affiliate that sold 1,000 products, my gravity score here with the one affiliate, 100 products, would be a 1. If I had 1,000 different affiliates had made one sale, now my gravity equals 1,000. They both sold the same number of products, right? They both sold 1,000 products, but one has a gravity of 1 and one has a gravity of 1,000 here. So we don't really know exactly how many people are really, or how many products, for example, each affiliate is selling. All we know from Clickbank is the number of unique affiliates that are making sales. So now let's kind of add a different loop to this on the weighting it over this 8 weeks. And so this is where the gravity score gets a little bit trickier, but it makes a lot of sense on why they do this too. So on the first week, and again, we don't know what the percentages are, so I'm just going to make up some number here. But let's just say that for each week that you go past the current one, your gravity, I guess your gravity factor is going to decrease by 0.1, let's say. So right here on week 1, I'm going to call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's probably an 8 here too. So the factor on this is times 1, times 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, and 0.3. So again, I'm sure it's distributed a lot larger, and you're probably not going to get this much emphasis on these past weeks. But what I'm saying here is that when you see a gravity score, it's going to be a sum of the number of unique affiliates that have sold in the past week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 7, all the way up to 8. So in this case, let's say that we had a gravity score of 3. Clickbank tells us there's a gravity score of 3. Right? What this could mean is a couple of things. That could mean that 8 weeks ago, in this scenario, right, 8 weeks ago there were 10 different affiliates that went and made and sold it during that 8th week, which would equal a gravity of 3 here, and then there was no sales from here on. Or we can make the same change and we can say that this current week right here, we only had 3 different people, but but at the same time, it's a lot more recent. So in the past week alone, 3 different affiliates have made sales, whereas in this case, we had a lot more sales 8 weeks ago, but we're going to weight it very differently. So in this case, the gravity score is the same, but one is telling us that there have been a lot more recent sales than in the past here, what there were a lot more sales or a lot more affiliates that made sales, but we're going to weight it a lot less here. So what does this all mean? So we have the weighted sums here and we have the number of affiliates. So let's go back and we're going to use one other example here. Let's say that we have a gravity score of 1. And this is why I kind of use the gravity score of 1 in a lot of my teachings as an important number here, because if you have a greater than 1, let's just going to do a greater than gravity of 1, what that is telling us is that somebody's either bought or sold a product as an affiliate, at least one product in the last week, or multiple affiliates have made sales in the past 8 weeks. So that would mean that if it's greater than 1, either that one person's made it in the most current week, or at least more than one has made it between 2 weeks, 2 and 8. So that's a pretty good measure that you know that an affiliate can go through and make a sale on this. But again, we do not have any idea the number of sales that are actually made. So does this tell us really what products are popular and what are not? Well, yes and no. I mean, you're going to go on the Clickbank and you're going to see products that are going to have gravity scores of 400. So what does a gravity score of 400 mean? Well, it means that there's a lot of different people that are being very successful at marketing this product, right? If you have a gravity of 400, it might mean that each one of those 400 is only making one sale during this time frame right here. But at the same time, that's saying that we have at least 400 of these products that have been sold within the last, I would almost say, in the last week or so. So that's telling you something there. But also keep in mind that Clickbank does have and does rank their products in popularity, and that's where the popularity versus the gravity is different. And that's why when you go in, it lists it by popularity, and you may see a product that is listed higher with a lower gravity score. That means that there have been more products sold of that product with less affiliates. So at the end of the day, what do you do with gravity score? Well, you take it with a grain of salt, and you do kind of respect the higher numbers. I give any product some respect that has a number greater than 1. If it's less than 1, that means that somebody, at least one person, has sold it, not necessarily in the last week, but in previous weeks past. And that might be something that you want to be a little bit more cautious about. But at the same time, again, you know, if it has one that's greater than 1, I think it's good. If it has one of 400, you know there's going to be a lot of different competition, because that means that there are over 400 different affiliates that have gone out and are currently selling this product effectively too. So that might be a red flag that might be too many as well. So again, I know this is not very simple stuff to understand, and I know it can be kind of confusing, but just remember at the end of the day that the gravity score is a representative of the number of affiliates that are selling the product, not the number of products being sold. Okay? I hope this helps. Take it easy.